one legal directorate.
Or a parliament
legal directorate. Intimate send form. And I'm on the bailiffs, with legal directorate, who about Wokita, court summons and still. Numbers on the Abbas Intina, one said was a director of legal, no, or other colleagues was won't receive because or your brother.
Other brother won't serve.
Well, them no can. Now, Ibio, Chide, Wokushia, a speaker and sana. So quickly, and I'm afraid, director of legal and one fa. Fortunately for me, Menama Mercena could speak and what name who then also for speaker horrible. Let me be sent there, about Zinti, and a 1G service, when you man. So, my cross speaker no back. My cross speaker hold back, no. Let me send Mr. Speaker. No, bandana. I won't coffee was it Ama order them on J. Your friend and court process. And also, in them not number as Chief Justice, was the letter be by there for the purpose of ensuring sanity in the service of court processes on parliament and parliamentary staff and parliamentarians, 17 on Mondays. Into legal directorate for a consultant. And now, okay, though, so them notices are no won't comply with Chief Justice ne directive. Now, written in trend, kept him the next day, the next Monday, meaning a full week. Now, Mr. Speaker, I say me, mentasi papa, Osande, say you ko chamber no. Na surprises be bad. Na you can then also I shouldn't worry. And I hear emphasis. Also, I shouldn't worry. There wouldn't be surprises. He's not going to be in a rush. At least I have made him aware that there's a court process. Into the meza Oba Chief Justice. Na waje a direction be so whether there a abazintina bibi demoho na still court bailiff in the bay. And in Yamin on Yanipio, I'm Wakwesiama, Deputy Speaker Tiwobi. Yeah, Basa.
Oh, a second deputy
speaker. So, Speaker Fred, Chief Justice, 3 times. 1 to 1 fa. And now, also in Frebio, the 4th time, na Obi fair and also, my lady were meeting. Then he said, because assembly he said, Judicial Secretary, no, you put me a front so. Now, so, me one number woman phone do. So me call Jimmy phone or the secretary because I could speak an officer. You can't go with your phone.
Okay.
So he granted me leave to pick my phone from the secretariat. And I'm a Fred, Judicial Secretary. And then Speaker spoke to Judicial Secretary. No occasion there. On Mama Chief Justice a friend immediately. No one on a years a crow. Yeah, there's a call. Your friend and chamber. Because now I'm break up. Walk up about 12.
Okay.
Then that time no I'm as wepe. I come in on his speaker pe. Then just as we were about to move from his office, Harun Adrisu came with his petition, notice of petition, and order 99 on the same subject matter. No omam copy, no the speaker no copy man, no kado or serve you no notice. But there's one good thing about Haruna, oh yeah, no politics on the House floor. No surprises. He will put you on notice that the Mazin or Bayer, so prepare so that we all debate it. So, Haruna Zimam, okay, notwithstanding my court process, Speaker will receive petition. What is he going to do? So I ask him that, Mr. Speaker, since Haruna didn't petition Abbey, what are you going to do? At this time, around this time, now me be send them. I say, Haruna, no, or I'm a him oko. No catch him the but this is just a notice. He has to admit it first. So that will take time. Admissibility is one thing, and then after it being admitted, then there will be the requirement for another notice, so we put it on the order paper. So I understood that to mean there everything is settled, and that Speaker will wait upon the court before we deal with the matter. Then you go do chamber. And I'm meeting who there NDC one front bench, they feel the Haruna will rush too much. In Choido Oza's nation, what they were going to do was that the petition is going to create a long process, because the petition under Order 99 will mean that a committee would have to be set up on 1 year them, and that they had gone to Mr. Speaker there on board under the rules. And Mr. Speaker catch on the okay, they should try Order 93. So I said there, with my understanding of the rules, if indeed from what the NDC guys were telling us, because yes, we were picking, saying so why way yes, you are picking intel. So I said that if Mr. Speaker na why more na there, we'll use Order 93 to ambush us, it can't work because under Order 93, there will be a requirement to refer a matter to a committee if Obi make a statement. So there is no way Mr. Speaker can grant a rule on any matter. So I was well armed with those intel. But I wanted to be sure that whether or a mere rumor or another. Then we were on a public business. Muyanda to us, I am minority leader. Dr. Forsen.
Yeah.
Also, I am meeting the NDC Fukado, Yaswev, Yaswev, Namakache, me a chief whip there, or no, on Yazina, on Shez Obesi. Until the John, I took a say, no, I'm sorry. But me should speak a name, may expect there. Speaker about stop at 2 Forsen, work there. No, za all no on yet. But then I realized that speaker why an agent, meaning there, za NDC phone worker the speaker on a pod will use Order 93 to ambush Harun's petition so that he can proceed to do the thing 1 year. So I got up and did what I had to do. One, to draw Mr. Speaker's attention for Hansard. There's a court process. And fortunately, he himself admitted it.
But he hadn't been served.
Well, but your knowledge, you are on what we call constructive notice.
But 17.
No, please. In good faith, you are on constructive notice. Constructive notice, please. Then he is a lawyer anyway. So I asked Mr. Speaker there, you have this rate. You have told your people not to receive service because on your Monday. Then you are going ahead to hear this matter. Anyway, then at the tail end of the debate, also Obama new ruling Thursday. Then I became alarmed. You've assured me that you won't do anything to disturb this court process. Then we are hearing from the NDC side that while clear as speaker they won't use another means to appear before you. Then at the same time, the order now what by under you can't give a ruling. But we are also hearing from them there was speaker show on there. Say if they come under the 93, he will give a ruling. Being alarmed, the next day, I decided to assert my rights.
The next day being Wednesday.
Equity does not favor the indolent.
Nothing then.
Say, Eriko, Azibi Soya was it? Na edida wo ho a wagifi wunsem eda wo bada gudo until you have to be vigilant at equity, else your complaints will be too late in the day. So what I did was to act within the law. What did I do?
Yeah, then
I directed service.
Nothing then. Yeah, lawyer friend.
Right, a direct service on any day. Nimpa na or the was 7 no any bailiff in no ko na point there osimesi nyi ejina hobi na bailiff a serve
nti de kama hwana
into what serve Wendy Yeboa
ono nye hwana
or head of legal
ono se chi the Monday or
yes mama was 7 bailiff 7 now a legal department confirm from maybe why a pam was 7
on Wednesday.
What 7 also was a processing common speaker. No bufui. That bazinti na watch service. No also work at a Brenton one general or the 2 table no, and which is a good service. Lawyer Biabakacho. Say me bottle wahanum na me servo. It's range. Either them as a bubble. And in a very civil way, me 2 table though. That is good service.
Backtrack. Benching on Monday, Penn was served Parliament. What's the reason?
Well, according to Speaker, I got to know of it that day, that Tuesday. According to Speaker, because of in there was so they here, they there, we serve NPP on Amkwadru Kwejuma or chamber na clerk so a Parliament na we serving na Zintina on Chief Justice here agreement there. No, to make it tidy. na koka no do but chano. Obeya court processes on parliament na zeno 1/7 Monday.
Okay.
I'm saying all this based on what the speaker told me and based on the circular that according to him the Chief Justice had issued.
Intimating was here the Mondays.
Right.
To make it tidy, as you
to
said.
make it tidy.
Understood.
Well,
so fast forward to Wednesday.
Yes, everyone we know was a common speaker. My speaker no bufu da abazinti. Anna, our friend then, wabe 7-1. On no bufu, you know, I'm on for because at the end of the day, I needed to serve my process on Parliament. Though Parliament is a nominal party, in all constitutional issues, you know, is Attorney General. But to make sure that Parliament was on notice, that is why I added the friend then speaker, because I was under no obligation as plaintiff to add speaker. Any matter of constitutional interpretation, when you are invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, it is Attorney General who is supposed to be a proper party. But to be fair, I added the speaker as a nominal defendant. So we make sure that was 7. Then Thursday, the whole day, Ilko speaker was also speaker BBNT or rest. I tried all I could. I could not get speaker in his office.
But no Parliament.
No Parliament. Was BBNT on your available? Metase because the Jumana ye and oye bread. So me chief whips and menketri kakra me tree no are very broken.
But he had
me tree ne here.
But he had
nti ma menka me fancy here.
Out here do.
Enjo. Me tree no here kra. Menketri wa ha sha my wife oba from wakadani. Tree ben na ho ka no. Patrick Boama so basro me say menka me fancy ya. Anyway.
Mete.
Nti ya oda no me ye biara. There Mr. Bucket speaker BBNT mensankan until there you can share what your friend then ne office what chamber ho your new chamber ho for your pre-sitting meeting and you share no so yanka BB wo ato force ne asema ozi tugo no speaker so ama me hint the leader asameno still me pede me kan wo bibi yakatena ho bebepe now omani preamble and he went ahead to give what he described his opinion of the law based on standing orders, etc. I found it very strange, but clearly no,
that was on Thursday.
Clearly no, na yenuanu mendisi for no were aware of what was going to happen, because me care there na yenyina ya agree mpo there be decision days on Wednesday. Now was so yenko Thursday, then all of us was so Friday may and sit so you do chamber na speaker. In fact, men care intrim na me chief whip pay idea no there why am I yielding to them there? You agree decision day Wednesday. You agree so that you best sit on Friday because of some constitutional instrument. Why do I want to yield to them? But he suspect yen you know what shaza will behave them na the BB will watch him. Inti yen ya katsina chamber mu there speaker ya them so inti na work the man and say to Friday so that they can go home and have a full weekend with his ruling. I'm all right. So I tried to speak for the first time. Chairman, speaker you obi amubun papa obi biara owo parliament wonim enyiza amazema papa. Since I'm a leader, Azibin Paul Yakuma, he's betrayed me on a number of occasions. Me feel there privately, speaker and majority leader, yes in Koma. Oba be chamber wa be a different thing, but me complain. Bonda mazasha mo ma yezi later na ma koninche wo fem sa Mr. Speaker. Na za ye wadwuno so nya dem not and them not. Ebe sha. Honorable Chairman Sabunsu no yin wo banter. Even Harun Edrisu Mutaka. But I decided that look, no matter what, I will try and manage the situation. But this one was very heartbreaking. And he avoided me because I really wanted to go to him privately and say, Mr. Speaker, the man, because as it be over 1 year, me kai part timer. You should be bay. Me crown in Mr. Speaker. Ya bay and also man come out come to me. BBR see ya bakan but open waba true statement. By 10 pages. Or come over or gavel there what happened. And I watched him. He didn't even give me the chance to speak. And on Thursday was another repeat. I controlled myself. I said, look, I don't want Hansa to record me there. My new speaker, Yasaman. But me try there, makamasam in a very civil way, not or stop, not interject. Or when Subembia enya botara, he can cut, get you off guard. Or no, mutaka kebibi about him. Sometimes, unfortunately, Mr. Speaker sees himself as a king. Or kaso bikebi. I'm a ruling area, and I'm a formal communication area. The practice is that you allow the leaders to also respond. On this occasion, he was invoking the rule, although this so-called formal communication was not based on any rule. Then he tried to attack me, so I decided to leave the chamber. Yeah, a press conference, so unfortunately, he decided to call the marshal on us.
So then?
The marshal number walking out.
It
was that bad. But I still controlled myself. Then I said, look, we have to go to court. It's because they are already on here. And enya botel so anhwa na atin wa komado akayazi bia on ye nambom so yenyimde mbre yedu. But there's something that speaker did. Speaker onyimaza anoriye, but he played the game in a very smart, subtle way. What did he do? In spite of his mischief, he still addressed me majority leader. He never addressed me minority leader. He never proclaimed the NDC as majority. In fact, I checked the hands up. He continued to address the NDC leader as minority leader. And I was a pony because he asked them to look at the votes and proceedings. I checked the records for that day, and then he still addressed them as minority and then the agent. So, if you don't know, I mean, you're done the whole night, Manda. My colleague MPs, no any a lawyer for ya grejuma da till by 3 a.m. And now you who there ye be biara to tell no or there yakoda. Then anopa by 7. Mission co office to re-edit because into file process are mistakes in Katinkati bi na when you mean gwase. Into after editing everything, caucus meeting 9 o'clock. And I had to brief Parliament, majority caucus, about what we were going to do, because Zanu Rusino Oyahometo, and I don't know your brain work on your brow or your brain work. It's not a brow work. The walk up batcher, wonka ham, wonka didi wo Parliament. Yeah, damn no wayan or your nyansa na drink nambra. And NPP so say easy NPP nim na amfam bra yejuma. One kasa wumpe mfunumpo wombubi. So I was very clear on the path to choose in the matter before us in the house. So by the grace of God, my colleagues, they gave me all the support, especially Honorable Anodon Prayer.
On your Chief Whip.
Chief Whip, majority Chief Whip. I know why you be papa ni organization na yankwa one fe yintwa na yes sir me pay nso say yes sir na name yakwa file was Supreme Court. And then lawyers in my asserted a hearing will be in the afternoon. And then Yankopon Adom courts obu asamno or granting injunction. But mpocho mati NDC for what did be
Mabaho.
Now me pede mekan yen 1992 constitution article 2 mekan in other words, I'm reading it in extenso, the entire article 2 with your leave, sir.
Me too.
A person who alleges that A, an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that or any other enactment or any act or omission of any person is inconsistent with or is in contravention of a provision of this constitution may bring an action in the Supreme Court for a declaration to that effect. 2. The Supreme Court shall, for the purposes of declaration under clause 1 of this article, make such orders and give such directions as it may consider appropriate for giving effect or enabling effect to be given to the declaration so made. 3. Any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. I repeat the 3. Any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. 4. Failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under clause 2 of this article constitute a high crime under this constitution and shall, in the case of the president or the vice president, constitute a ground for removal from office under this constitution. 5. A person convicted of high crime under clause 4 of this article shall a. be liable to imprisonment not exceeding 10 years without the option of a fine, and b. not be eligible for election or for appointment to any public office for 10 years beginning with the date of expiration of the term of imprisonment. So, Kwame, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Speaker, one man ruling. All man ruling. Army dissatisfied with the ruling did not disobey Mr. Speaker. I disagreed with him. And this is one thing here. But my nyanso anche. Man scatter parliament. Musori zin wenyizim. Kona kwashe video no. And acted as a Democrat. Yenu anu mendisi fo. Wa lawyer fo wo mu. Sa a lawyer fo no. Sa wo nyimmbra pa na wo pede mbra ye adwuma. They should get to work.
To do what?
To challenge the decision of the court.
What's one BBR?
So that is why they can't be Democrats. And that is why they will be caught by the law again. They will be caught by the law again.
Before we come to being caught by the law again, Eric Cambrasam, and Kwame Kufuor, are you a lawyer?
Oh, minimum, papa.
Okay. Kwame Kufuor say, "Ofi de a prepare 100. Osan de assembly as a court, Supreme Court waiting, and you don't wait wumpo. Bro, from us say, it is absurd to seek a stay of execution in a case in which the court has not made any orders. A party cannot seek an application for stay of execution in respect of a matter which is not a judgment or a court order. The speaker's order is not of such." Adrian, legal opinion. We've been arguing.
That's it. Ozikan Kwame wacha na adwen. Mizinenyi nyina wo mbre mziman. Now, I want to refer him to STL versus Intelstat, or Supreme Court decision by Justice Atuguba. It was a 3-2 decision. It was a certiorari application. Assembly fee, Court of Appeal, not cross Supreme Court. And Atuguba, speaking for the court, the majority bench, also a court cannot shut its eyes to statutory breaches. A court cannot shut its eyes. Even when the matter is not before them, a court can so moto take it up. Uncle Shwe, I will give him the full citation later. You see, Makan Article 2, the Supreme Court, when it comes to its original jurisdiction, has very wide powers and mandates. The power to give directions in your order, or trouser in here. And the matter before the Supreme Court had to do with Article 97. And Supreme Court say they had that power to do interpretation. And then a question of interpretation had arisen.
And he cannot shut its eyes now be more.
Right. Now, if the Supreme Court of the Republic has become aware that there is a matter where an authority has arrogated to itself the powers of interpretation, are you saying that the Supreme Court cannot say, look, put a stop to it and let us delve into the matter? In any event, the Supreme Court went on to say that, look, there are 4 constituencies here, and in fact, from our perusal of the matter, those affected MPs were denied their right of fair hearing. They were never heard.
Then the speaker and from one
speaker into one side of it, and the speaker goes to say, I've declared your seat vacant. So I would beg of Mr. Akufo to fully read the processes I filed. In fact, I have his WhatsApp line. He's my very good friend and brother. I respect him so much. He knows that. I will forward to him a copy of the entire process, including the proceedings in court, which would be the ruling and everything that the Supreme Court said, so that we can further debate this. I believe strongly that he would arrive at a different conclusion. Otherwise, there will be chaos. If I had not acted, where would be our democracy? In Chanopa, NPP for yes, Parliament. No, we don't do that. That's not what our forebears taught us. What's Bibinya, Yama, and Branye Juma? And that's what I did. And I don't think that the court was wrong at all. Because for us, if in Chayan Yedam application, though speaker did not give consequential orders, but it was a trap he was setting. Speaker was careful, but he gave the NDC what they wanted because they both had rehearsed. He did, when Ato was saying that, Mr. Speaker, declare us as the majority, he refused to do that and still called Ato minority leader.
Maybe not to your uncle. And you know, in Keteunzi or if you
the matter before us, you know, you're very political. It goes beyond Nyanku. Nyankunye, Yeshiana, Yezi Yamufia, Yama Yamwenyize. But I can understand the situation Ato finds himself. And he's a leader. Even the national chairman feel there, them agenda no one. Especially when we realize that NPP is winning overwhelming majority in Parliament.
According to you.
Oh, Chairman, sometimes I'm conferring Jim too, but no quarry. Every single research, you know, this time around, both political parties, we have heavily relied on research.
Damn.
I'm telling you, yes. In fact, there was a time I shared my research with Ato, and he said, "Hey, Kwamina, yes, we are with the same research. But if as it is today, NDC in the central region, they've lost."
Really?
I'm telling you, Chairman, as we speak, why do you think Echedun Katia came to central region and said there, Fantefo, wo you want Sunegu and all? You know, Asiedu Nketia, in spite of my disagreement with him, he's an astute politician. Okasa, Onyimnise Nchoka. Asiedu Nketia is a good politician. I'll give it to him. I may disagree with him, but I won't condemn him. I pay attention to him. Okasa me for strategy for him. When I say Asiedu Nketia mount a political platform and all your antics, now I'm one person who pays serious attention. He's controlling parliament. He's controlling everything. Is he game or Koduni or Asiedu Nketia ni agenda? And I admire him for his politics. It's a game. I won't condemn him, but he allows me to also think and face him strategically, not to fight.
Talking about thinking, Mpocho, but there's something called Article, is it 99?
Yeah, that's one gives powers to the High Court.
Good. Mpocho, Article 99 says determination of membership.
Okay, let's read it in
99.1. The High Court,
yes,
shall have jurisdiction to hear
and determine
any question whether a person has been validly elected as a member of parliament,
that is so,
or the seat of a member has become vacant,
right, or
B, a person has been validly elected as a speaker of parliament, or having been so elected has vacated the office of speaker. It's obviously being in fire and a two no shed and fire, but also a person aggrieved by the determination of the High Court under this article may appeal to the Court of Appeal.
Yes.
Main time we saw the master there. What's the 91.91? It is the High Court you should have gone to another Supreme Court.
No.
Me lawyer.
No, me patch any port question or your lawyer.
Me lawyer American one.
No, me patch American no.
See, I mean Ameribisa.
Chairman, okay. Chairman.
Yes.
First of all.
Yeah, me tell you.
I can't come under 99 because there isn't any High Court ruling.
But should there be a High Court ruling?
No, I'm saying. Yankanazi.
Okay.
The High Court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine any question whether A person has been validly elected as a member of parliament. So let's discuss that first arm. Meaning the what to abewi. Obi in chase him for no boko
High Court
to question High Court when it comes to parliamentary election. Or the seat of a member of parliament has become vacant. So which means that Obia or Kade seat now a vacant, no, the baby or dog High Court. So that is where Atuforcing should have gone. Atuforcing shouldn't have appealed to Speaker. Let's read it again. Or the seat of a member has become vacant.
But the Speaker has declared the seats vacant.
Remember. Yeah, Cambra.
Me too.
Chairman, minimum but a person has been validly elected as a member of parliament. Then or the seat of a member has become vacant. I'm saying there 99.1 gives that jurisdiction to the High Court.
Okay.
That it is only the High Court that can make that declaration that a seat has become vacant. So it is not for the Speaker to make that declaration.
And that's what you're challenging.
It is not for the member of parliament, Dr. Forson, the minority leader, to go to the Speaker for interpretation. So that is the point. Now, a person aggrieved by the determination of the High Court under this article may appeal to the Court of Appeal. So all these are matters for the minority leader, not me.
Okay.
I went under 97. I went under 97 for interpretation. Okay? I went under 97. The provisions there, and then mounted my prayer for interpretation. That the man Saminesi court or make any declaration. So that is different from the narrow issue of vacancy. The narrow issue of vacancy. I was looking at the broader issue of interpretation. What is the law? what is the law? I am asking.
Let me move from the law a bit into politics.
Yes, sir.
It's a speaker ama NDC a certain psychological advantage because what your opinion polls are one worries in Queenie.
No, one was in Kugu.
I want
NPP for
because baby was a national chairman when you pay student Kitako can there. Also, MPP is plotting to capture parliament to make governance difficult for Mahama in case he wins the elections. What is all of this Chairman, psychological work in the market?
Chairman, yes, see, 2020, MPP for we over focus on the presidential election.
Okay.
I always say the NDC for they always know what they want, and they always know the outcome of an election, and they plan on the after effects. So this is what happened in 2020. They realized that Mahama was going to lose, so they were preaching skirt and blouse. We didn't realize it. We over-focused on the presidential election. So, for instance, Central Region, President Akufo-Addo winning 19 seats, and then we won 10 parliamentary seats. So, and they know that, okay, so when you more parliamentary seats, then they can use it to argue that, presidential also will win. So, that was their strategy, and in part, it worked for them. Now, this time around, what they've realized, MPP folk, we are focusing on both the parliamentary campaign and the presidential campaign vigorously. In fact, ABR chairman, you may not want to say it publicly, but I know, you being who you are, I know you know several opinion polls by both sides. Ochede, MPP, we are winning majority in parliament. Now, what Asedun Katia said, he didn't say it in jest. In fact, they have activated their parliamentary campaign strategy because we realized that what to happen there, MPP consistently they are getting more seats, and in fact, some of the seats now watching in 2020 are getting back to us. That is why they subtly did this galamsey thing because they realized that the mining areas, they didn't have a campaign. With a view, they were both in your mining areas in the back with this anti-galamsey thing because they know that, we'll push the agenda now. Government will be forced to get in there, and once government gets in there, then the people will get upset with us again, and it's all part of their grand political scheme. But that is politics. So me, I'm not against them if that's their strategy. When they came to parliament, they realized that look, you were Ejumaye. Say one my parliament ekodo now when create a certain impression and share on one. So it was part of their scheme. And in fact, that is why few minutes after speaker's pronouncement, their flag bearer was said, hey, Nyankopona mo majority.
Oh, the man answer.
Oh, please. I mean,
true.
Chairman. Yes.
Okay, no, my production just confirmed.
Few minutes.
So are you saying it was all contrived?
Oh, of course. I mean, Chairman, it's a Yamoframa. And you know, your friend Winneba, as if they had planned. What fuck one pickup was so a majority leader Wesan internet channel we lose. What's more on two man? What's on debut? Chairman, go for one too. One too. It's no. And you want is our grown up a engineer do ya. Anna was a baby. Brim when you do. But you see, this morning I have one message,
which is
for my party people, parliamentary candidates, constituency officers, polling station executives, regional executives, Obi Biaroye MPP. Please, Abanu Nyankopon na dom yewu na wi. Za kanyi de ye nyina ye bobo abanu ho ban obiara ye na adwuma man kai ma obi ma eyi na okada me akwa skirt and blouse go all out dano general secretary okbibi your government appointee don't be too comfortable there ye win away. We need the numbers. said 7 December memenda yet to abeni we consider nopa NDC fu won them the research show there we are winning over 160 seats. One day you win over 160 seats. Look, one body form. One body form. They know when you abanu we lose so Samu Bakaya 2020. We lose abanu we na wa sheda was oh we win. Now was starting one demonstration. What court no? We be some one evidence we him. Mr. Sedun Katia also one farm back. Timemufu etefu NPP fu muntenye yo. The Mukrofo yara was the we win election 2020. What court? What be some was the one for one evidence amba. Later, when a doctor Ofosampofo onye Mr. Sedun Katia what contest for national chairmanship. Then Mr. Sedun Katia okay share NDC a delegate. Okay on the nukwenyi one kasa one coalition no break it down. Na no woni figures. Inti odu moye zen wo crawl lawyer chikata ho na lawyer chikata kacha on the look onko gunani mas with Supreme Court because evidence are wokita on ye we need figures. So this is a political party. In 2020 they did not even collect their figures yet when them round was NPP was electoral commission and they will repeat the same thing. So let us be vigilant, let's collect, get our figures. Let's work hard. The time in the time I need who peace rich manso. DC is MMDC mpon chow. Se betume ye DC a chede wa ben wodo. Many peace in kwatcher. In a polling station executive, the mabri manda ye jumazin na yen fambo free SHS woman. Oya na ndis vuka chen there MPP ze ye kremonya inya kwenya da mbeye Frank Etwin. And the NPP is the first major political party one makremoni akwenya o to Franka, the first Muslim president ever would be Dr. Bawumia since independence. NPP say a Christian yo ye kremonyo wakanfua on phone wo your friend and we busua bo on phone there eye fantini on phone there ye krobonyi on phone there ye dagombenyi on phone there ye santini enye nzimenyi NPP ibon mozena wo mawodo on intina Dr. Bawumia oya yen flag bearer inti party mbe nyinara yen swar waka nkanka yen nuanoma wo ashama wo nima wo new town yen zongo communities. It is history in the making. Abokosam kase. That for the first time, ye benya kremoni no so wa be your campaign dembre America Obama or ye bibiyon nche ye hwema nche ayi abrofo no dodo na wo America but go hwe the abrente no wonyanse bia obotum ozebuman. And I believe this enya ye ya azekor ye nwa napo onye Dr. Bawumia on the day of the swearing in a crookita no Bible or the swear a crookita no Quran or the swear. What a beauty. E bazino ye feel them there Ghana ye be kire ma wiazi nyina hu there ye kremonyo ye Christiano ye nyinara ye yazekor. Now yema ne industrialization na ozre bagana through a digitalized economy no yasu ye hu mfaso bo
Echambeko Parliamentary
nyankopon ya adoma mako
imagine this wa boycott to Parliament.
No, Chairman Pocho, yes say we are staying away until the determination of our matter in court, and whatever the court says we abide by. In Pocho, I want you to quote me in full.
Me too. What
right? The one we are staying away. We disagree with Mr. Speaker. We are not going to fight him. 2, we will pursue our matter in court. You better pursue Yasamo court. 3, the court be kebiano jabejatun because on nyembrano. Now court akasa. Yeboko yekoko du echina. Na man the sumado NDC fo wobatina me megwada. Me nkwa kwatwero. Se NDC fo was at 2 force in betina mego tuntum no. on the rights of Mr. Speaker, I'm going to fight. I will leave quietly. The law is my weapon.
NDC Fosusi Mobi China. They are occupying the right of Mr. Speaker as the majority.
I won't give them that theater. I won't have that theater. Ghana is too responsible a country. There are respected people in this country. Chairman, my son is in a medical school. I wouldn't want my son to call me and say, Daddy, did you do that? My son is in a medical school. My daughter is in a law school. Moframa ma wona wabe adult and then one frame in bisam there, Daddy. So did you do that? I won't. And no NPP member will encourage any brow.
Really?
NPP in bearing you. Yeah. We leave everything to the conscience of Speaker. Say Speaker Baba preside. No wakade NDC fu. One but writer. The country will see, will watch, and hear. So what they are now going to reconstitute committees. Now they are now vice chair, this, that. 1 year. Yeah, I won't do it. You can't get me to do that. Chairman, I will never do it. The Ghana, the way a lawyer fugu kromha, a sofo, a himfu, ikroi mesemote. I'm a member of ECOWAS Parliament. This country is the only stable democracy we have in West Africa.
Nigeria a bit.
Well, the most stable. Ghana is the most stable. And I love my country. I wouldn't want anybody to call me and say, Afenyo, Markin, Auntie Nekokwache, or get home and my wife will ask, honey, I didn't win your I wouldn't want to do that. Me, yeah. And MPP be you are only Obirko Kwache or me will make go and open me to Parliament, me to chamber. Nemu there, sebi, and this for Webe Guya right. Wama to Akatina.
Right of speaker.
The right of speaker. Wakatina me go down. Madam Huzi. Matina was a soldier for Bilko, soldier for Kaden. Soldier you be and you are.
Governs Agbojasi, why you know what the soldier for about?
No, Akaden. Soldier you be a soldier, okay, or protect Army and Oko protect Onu Kwame Abuja. It's all part of their political scene. Look, won't fall into any of their traps. So, Yaboko election. Chairman, Mbedu Nkran. I'm matching no. Me campaign to 3 a.m. I slept for just an hour. Woke up, sat in the car, got in at 5. And now, me da kakra, ma had 2 hours kakra. Anope. Na me sorry na me be studio ha. Ewia bisu me ko wini ba. Me kan adwuma. My campaign to assume me wi ama da kakra. Na me time where campaign, one twema so. The man I make catch all the parliamentary candidates. Campaign. Abana yenwi na wie. Nyankopon zinkunyimzi za amahen. Inwu kokwa or therefore onkomon. Inwu kokwa or therefore onkomon. Into the battle is a lot na. Ye kan ekono ye onyankopon no ko. Onye nyimpa na menya ndisi yinke gina ho. Na menua Sam George. The way am buni bi. Enti me hu da Sam George o ka bibi de kiki na me se me bi Sam da Sam George wara e obi akọ Perez Chapel asori penyin me sure Sam nti botum akọ atwere pa no onzi yenko yanyi ho nkoko debi nuntu me hwe Sam George n'enyim na onto na monto nuntu me hwe ato force n'enyim ato pa me hwe ato n'enyim the politics nti na ma ato wato in fact nuntu me mama no ponti ato mu buni too much. I respect him too much. And this for one lawyers and one pay Harun Idrisu, ma muntaka the way I anyone tea. Na ma she muntaka nenyim. And I young colleagues ni bi I should be nenyim. Someone over to why yes aminim. But I mean to me. Inti why ye bibia ye bopwe. Zin na embrace or ye draw. Eke then this abroad no muntie 3. Okay.
Of course.
No we feed there wa ben wo power. Umpo fi the wa ben or power. Supreme Court kase ni krom ye zin. They can attack the Supreme Court. But what they should know, one kasa so one which one at the same court na woko. No nanse me brother to
ambulance case.
Ambulance case. Is it not the same court of appeal? These same judges in our Akufo-Addo appoint, when you want a ruling man, they were in white in the parliament celebrating the judgment, celebrating the court. So what changed? Why you want them Moframba? Why are the bees? If it favors them, they are happy. If it doesn't favor them, then they are attacking. It is not right. That's not the way to do politics. And you know, speak a rule, a favor mo, ma tunjum, ma bonose, mo se mo ya majority, ma yezin. Emi so mako kota wo bua asam kota ebua. Esa wo engine tum. Na agron dem no wazin. Bonse ne dam.
So you won't give them the theater. That's
I will not share that theater with them. I won't give them one. I'm campaigning. I will come back with super majority for the next parliament.
Well,
Nyankopon ya aduma NPP for yaboko. Yekodu na speaker mohon kone de wombatsena yenegwa. By the way, I've said that speaker never proclaimed them as the majority.
But they have.
Speaker continued to address them as minority.
But they have, based on the speaker's ruling.
Messy, speaker, he continued to address them on Thursday as minority. In this what corner say what say yeah, who is going to preside? Say speaker preside, now what ho? Now say speaker buenano. Okay dama. Say Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Now my weapon be this oh.
The Constitution.
Now this my weapon oh. Speaker Nankasa, I want to refer to the Hansard. I want to read something he said in the friend then Namizamo. You know, Chairman Pocho.
Me too.
Me pede mekan azibia Speaker Nankasa Ken. It's captured in Hansard.
Whilst you're looking for it, are you assuring us that there will be no military presence tomorrow?
There cannot be. Soja you know okay then.
Well, yati. In terms of
one person na wash down what propaganda ni bia. Soja you carry them parliament. Obobo ami ho bana na de okobo mpocho.
But you will be penning tea.
Chairman, mpocho mamen kan Hansard.
Answer na back answer. You will be pen. Them 8 parliament Chairman started in chaos, ending in chaos.
You asked for my response.
Yes, I did.
By the grace of God. And I say this in all humility, with all modesty. I lead my side of the house, and I lead the house. Majority leader, you are also the leader of parliament. And I'm saying, take it from me. There will be no chaos in parliament. We will not allow that. 2, there will be no military presence. They would have no business in parliament. It is part of their ploy. We will not fall into that trap. But anyway, let me read to you what Speaker said. I want to read to you.
Mate.
It is captured in the Hansard, in his own ruling.
Hansard of when?
Hansard of 17th October. Chairman, I will evidence. Chairman, 2010. Manuary free no muno. Na me from radio na me ya pampa. Hey, I better hold on. I had one allegation. 4 points away. Chairman, that's for your training. So 17th of October.
Of this year, right?
Yes.
Okay, me too.
Formal communication by Speaker. The time, 5:06 p.m. Column 4. This is what Mr. Speaker says in these veritable words.
Also then.
Ose. In doing so, I am simply applying the provisions of the 1992 Constitution, Parliament Act of 1965, Act 300, the standing orders of Parliament and precedent and established principles. The issue of interpretation and enforcement of the Constitution is in the bosom of the Supreme Court, not that of the Speaker. I proceed to tell you my understanding of Article 97. Chairman, what a contradiction. You see why our Supreme Court knock a Speaker? You see, how can Speaker say that he is telling us his understanding of Article 97 when in a preceding paragraph the Speaker himself says that when it comes to interpretation and enforcement of the Constitution, it is the mandate of the Supreme Court. So now the Supreme Court tells you that, Mr. Speaker, you said Ekade 97 or yɛhɛ ne adwuma.
No.
Meanwhile, I express opinion wɔ ho. Inti mbom no afom. Inti hold on with Zaike no. Supreme Court why bona. Chairman, asemi mo for man ntum bio. Chairman.
Enyim Sampaina.
Cross St. Augustine. Cross school papa.
I say that's my.
This Cross St. Augustine.
Me bekan ma wa send.
No me patch do Cross St. Augustine.
Ne ete ya better say.
Yeah, matters but me patch do me pede obi wiazi mu ni obi hu there. Sampain or Cross St. Augustine's College. School papa.
That's my junior absu me two chairman and no pay. Kwame na Fanyo marking. Narrating it as it is. International work as St. Augustine's.
No, St. Augustine. St. Augustine. Chairman General. Augustine's. Mbo Augustine. Ya hutu ni papa. Intino Speaker Nankasa acknowledged that the Supreme Court has jurisdiction when it comes to interpreting the Constitution. Then he went further to say that he's giving his understanding of Article 97. Asamna ye keni nyinano. So for those who were talking about Article 99, please, from what Speaker said, we are not dealing with 99. Speaker himself said he was dealing with Article 97. Now, Obi Biaro Wagan in him there. If it's about 97, then it is the Supreme Court that has the power to interpret it. So why then say that you are expressing a view? Meanwhile, in expressing your view on 97, you've created serious matters in the House.
Serious matters in the House. On a light note, Obi Semen Kancho, that you better address me as Majority Chairman General and not just for the sake avoidance of doubt.
Chairman General, yeah, what Chairman General? No,
want
it's never been in doubt. In fact, there's no contest.
But Apanyo, you're a measured person. You've talked about the ECOWAS Parliament member. You don't want to embarrass your children. A crow or law school, a crow medical school. Or you crabby besides that, honey, Bentina, Enya Botar. Ain't he a china, say, come right, bum. Na oban there are to force in Chawegum. And our speaker Bagbin Kade, one time writer. You walk out.
We will walk out. Yeah. I will lead the walkout.
You will lead the walkout.
Chairman, I'm assuring you, nothing will change.
Interestingly, what happened there? A press conference now Bufujo FM or no into my sober.
Oh, Chairman,
what happened?
Where we get it wrong, we have to admit it. And I would say this: I lost it, and I apologize for that.
You lost it?
Yes, I did. I mean, sometimes in the heat of this, you can make mistakes, and I think that you are the only person who can say it into my face. And you'll be an obotun when you got it wrong. I'm happy. No. I'm happy you are telling me. I've discussed with Joy that we would have a platform to discuss it properly. But Chairman, Mpocho, is our basic because I always want you always want the things right. Joy Fonso, Mama Nkrofa. But men would there, Tambiano, why subtle agenda be the share in your I know I can sometimes get it wrong. Some time ago, my company issue be now was able to go out a whole agenda as if there I am bankrupt, which was wrong. And I had to call them there. The maza muye nasi cheden. Then some then they said they were doing fact check be. Then they started ridiculing me on social media. Chairman, Mpocho, Marco school kakra. I'm also careful sometimes on communication. Meaning there may a mistake. But Zana warrior no, not on yet. Now they were also the first to start saying the minority leader. And they were carrying the agenda, minority leader. And I kept correcting the guy there. Even the speaker who came out with the ruling never described me as minority leader. Up until the time I left the chamber, he kept addressing me majority leader. When we even left, speaker kept addressing Ato as minority leader. Why would Joy FM suddenly set it up and say that I'm the minority leader? But I would admit that I could have done better. And I apologize to them through your platform. and I apologize to you as my senior brother because I agree ne papa ne bono man am correcting.
Yeah.
Intino obi biasa felt I overreacted. Not only that, I personally felt I overreacted. And I say sorry. It won't happen again. But if I make any mistake again, my friends should be bold to say that Kwamina, I so afum. Chairman, I hope I haven't done badly.
I leave it to you and to my listeners.
Oh,
and
Chairman,
I have a psychology professor
Chairman,
here. So,
Chairman,
say opinion you go back at the apologizer and apologize.
Chairman, Chairman,
yes.
Me jitu me there. Me for me.
Yeah.
Eya me nyanko me brother pain. Efram Kwamina aye. And I must say the courage to ask me that question alone is humbling. And I must admit to you that I got it wrong.
Done.
And at least I will find space to engage them, but also encourage them that they should treat my brand better. They sometimes try to mess up with my brand, and I won't take that one.
But you've apologized.
Yes, no. That one I have. But I also encourage Joy FM that they should manage my brand well for me. It's not been easy.
It is not their business to manage your brand.
No. But there's one thing. Let me put it right. Not to manage my brand.
Exactly.
Not to attempt to destroy my brand.
If you go wrong, they will say.
No, not going wrong. Chairman, you also get my side of it. What I'm saying that sometimes some positions that they take, Chair.
100%.
That is my view. And I've told them.
But I say you want Bakasa.
Oh, Yabakasa. Mampede yet no, my catch on.
But what keep you good, Papa?
Oh, Martin, I have apologized for what I feel was the excesses of my actions. If they think that they are coming to fight, so be it. But I have said what I have to say. I feel that I went a bit too far, and I'm sorry.
Let's move on. Samuel Ayepe, former member of Parliament, Ayen Swano, tell Afanyo Makin he has made my day by saying when they get to Parliament and there's a confusion, he will lead a walkout. And so there will be a peaceful walkout. Chairman General, I see this issue as one of Ejekum's stories. Kweku Anansi decides to buy a piece of land to cultivate a crop, harvests a crop to buy a horse. His son then tells him he will ride the horse when he grows up. He beats his son when even the land has not been purchased. This is my view. Phillips, that's an interesting twist to the conversation. Let's see this one. Say, Obama, what did you write? A treatise? It's a bit too long. Editing. There are so many messages, and one na yenkwenyim. Alexander Kwamina Afanyo Makin, majority leader. Interesting conversation. Let's see what happens in Parliament tomorrow. Kwadwo Edupako in Achimesium says the interpretation is not on parliamentary standard but on the Constitution. The NDC also claims precedence, but who told them parliamentary precedence applies in the Supreme Court? Michael Obima in Kumasi. Now the difference is clear. Who stands for violence and who stands for the law? Thank you, Apanyo Marking. Michael Obima in Kumasi. Nana Dollar says there are no truths, only perspectives. No facts, only accounts. 2024, we still don't know our identity. Ghana deserves more. A very long and hard road. God save us. That's Nana Dollar in Pokwase. Obise, soon to be outgoing majority leader, according to the NDC. Tell Afanya to calm down. By the way, ask him which of his two children is a lady, because my younger brother is warming up. Sly from Legon, his daughter is in the law school and his son is in the medical school. So if you go and face the daughter and she doesn't use Article 3, her brother will bring an injection. You better stand well. There are both ways you are in trouble. The current parliament is technically dead. There is no serious parliamentary business to be done in the next few weeks. You read my mind. I was going to ask. I'll encourage the NPP MPs to go to their respective constituencies and leave the house for the NDC MPs. Kwesirinos in Agona Odobin. Well, now that Kwesirinos has brought it, in the next 6 weeks, what really is left with the business in Parliament? I mean, I know the other can budget or something. What's the business left?
Yeah, 2 judges are ya vet when we are there approve one. Yeah, 1D1F referrals are companies are one project and the 1D1F. We have to approve them. Yeah, World Bank financial sector stabilization grant be a wazema for young financial institutions $250 million. Also, yeah, I mean, and then there's supposed to be expenditure your friend then for the first quarter of 2025 or the your friend and finance minister so or the but because we're going into an election on to read a full budget into the also present for parliament. So those are the things, but
but listening to the NDC press conference, one came, what came there was the one new majority to abolish the betting tax and e-levy.
So, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Clearly, them music and Keno or politics na warrior. When you there, we lose parliamentary majority in the next parliament. When you, Chairman, see the NPP for water. Them minimum pa with all the research and the Juma year. Say a parliamentary candidate resources are all behoning sim the way a war ye Juma no what koda waya. Look, NDC were panico. They know they are losing this election for the 3rd time. They know.
They don't seem to see that because they've told us that they are winning the elections.
Chairman.
As you mentioned, former President Mahama mentioned there, this is God's sign there, one more majority.
Chairman.
Yes.
You know, one we have to talk across. Now, I studied them to do better. When you there we lose elections,
You think so?
Oh yes. When you there in the list parliament, they don't have the numbers. When you there, a lot of their parliamentary candidates are going to lose. When you, Mr. This is one election that both parties are doing research. This is one election that both parties have invested heavily in research. Why did that one be winnable? And say what be winnable no? Well, they roamed in some constituencies. Winnable day, let me tell you one of their strategies. They want to make the election day would declare election to work for independent candidate. One case one member then Robert will be another agent. Into why doing the work and abana 1 year skate na more or young one because in Brebe Juma. Inti them na what she Eko Esukuma Dobin Brakosa work plotting independent candidate. In central region, areas be a one him there wobo lose in one case plot independent candidate. And they are doing all manner of things. Yes, January one. But I can tell you there, say parliamentary candidate in central region will focus not the way a party no and a party no central region for Aji a Juma party na yenatum what year will come back home with a minimum of 16 seats.
From the central region?
Chairman, we've had 19 before. Yenya 19 da. Yenya 16 da.
Openye de kuma so do ando don yire enwo ebin wo. Ejumazin onanyi aza mesrefi party members ho. Etim na akam. Ene eyinya na menya. The metami yemfan twinchen na yenko ye ejumazin. Because them koka nyina say on the 8th anopa na one case won there who will lose parliament. They wouldn't even attempt to say that when you Dr. Baumir Kokot. Because when you will lose and they know they are losing the elections. And them game here war playing last minute in it's part of the mind to make the country ungovernable, to bring chaos and cause confusion. They won't get it from us. Again and again, I won't give them that theater. I won't give it to them. This one says the Absu spirit at play, very studious and intelligent, a true gentleman. Some of us admired him from afar for his academic prowess. I salute you, Senior Marking Kofi in Tema. Sends that one. Chairman General, can I deem to have vacated my post instantly if I declare my intention to resign my job in the next 3 months? Upon your marking, finding you in the east of Parliament, I greet you well. From Francis Brakwa in Kumasi. Well, this is language both of you understand. I can only stand outside and spy. Majority leader is a genuine leader. Maximum salute, Nanahesi Ojiri. And then let's see. In fact, the NPP has an intelligent parliamentary majority leader, Chosa in Taifa. So, Kwamina,
Chairman,
who is the majority leader in parliament today?
Chairman, I remain the majority leader, leader of government business, and leader of the House. Nothing has changed, and nothing will change. I end that by virtue of my caucus being in majority, and my caucus remains in majority. In spite of the mischief on the floor, the Supreme Court has reaffirmed it, and I challenge all those who are in disagreement to come to court so that this matter is further litigated and resolved. Because Supreme Court, apart from the orders given, they also directed the Parliament should file its processes so that there will be speedy trial. What direct Parliament that within 7 days?
It is Supreme Court's one file.
Yes, and there will be several your friend then ruling on Parliament. Sunday and Monday. Into no say bailiff no odu legal department. Now will lock one officer. Who all know? Because Sunday and Monday and chairman.
No Monday.
So bailiff no no pay. Me assure that by this sample we do Parliament. I expect the legal directorate to open its offices unless somebody tells them they won't lock up. Because they are Monday you. And if they lock it up, the whole country will know that the legal directorate of Parliament locked its offices so that it will receive the ruling.
Maybe they were not available.
No. Well, then there are other departments. The clerk's office is there. Today is Monday. Today is not a sitting day. You see, Chairman, sir, ijunza rugwana kwa hinfa. Or ijunzi there in Branu or sides are yen or your papa. Why run away? Rugwana kwa hin.
What's the bad business, Demra?
Well, I will message you there. And the Supreme Court bailiff, and there Joda,
no,
or serve a process on Parliament. I am only praying that the legal directorate would make its offices available for service. They have the director, they have head of department, they have other lawyers there, they have other staffers. The bailiff knows that office. One way, one office, no one serve one. Now, what serve one, sir, they should bring the service to the attention of Mr. Speaker that this is what the Supreme Court is saying. Already they are in possession of the writ. They have the writ. Was the Kache Speaker? Or written or ordered. And court is there 7 days. Within 7 days, one file, one processes, and 7 days after memorandum of issues, so that the matter will become ripe for hearing. Chairman General Pocho, this is not the first time. Mezi agent matter biako Supreme Court 2014, 2015 Judicial Assembly elections. My Lord Atuguba, hearing was done 3 continuous days. What did you do? Day 1, day 2, day 3, and ruled on the matter. It was something similar. And Parliament, a mistake. And then I was in opposition. I raised it on the House floor. Speaker, what's the name? Doajaho ruled against me. I petitioned the Electoral Commission that they did not have a CI upon which they were mounting the Judicial Assembly election. They ignored me. And I had to cross Supreme Court. So this is not the first time a matter in Parliament is going to Supreme Court. In the case of Dr. Makesebe Yabua, also a similar another matter arose where car power issues were not being brought to Parliament because they said that it wasn't a matter for Parliament. And also as a cross Supreme Court. So this is not the first time. This is not the first time. So nobody should say that Supreme Court is interfering in parliamentary sovereignty. Parliament has no sovereignty under our constitution. There is no parliamentary sovereignty.
What is that?
And we did. Oh, Parliament. And yes, sovereign. What is sovereign is a constitution.
Okay.
In Ghana, we have the supremacy of the constitution, not supremacy of parliament. And we invoked the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court in good faith. It is because Parliament failed us, because we saw mischief in Parliament. That is why we felt that, look, let the law be interpreted by those who have the power to interpret the law. I didn't do anything bad. Chairman.
Let me ask you something.
Please do.
I find it quite interesting there. Seats near Amenfi Central. Amenfi Central, Agona West, or?
Agona West, Amenfi Central, Suhum, and then Fomina.
So Fomina, but I mean, BPM, Ochrimadrin Kaka. How about Akuapem North? Obian Kai Onana.
Chairman,
was it an oversight?
Maybe they are understanding.
The reason I'm asking
Chairman,
that,
you I've seen this on important platforms.
Akuapem
that Obi MP were particular area.
One file
to be an MP in a different area for the future elections.
How come Akuapem?
Why not say that we advocate this seat?
Yeah.
It is for those mischief players to do what they want to do.
No, I am asking. Maybe Sekeke.
No, Chairman, it's a good question to ask.
How come Akuapem North wasn't in the balance?
For me, you see, your constitution, we are developing it. And we can only develop our constitution if we go to the court for interpretation. Sometimes it's a bitter pill, but it is the way to go to ensure certainty, to bring clarity. Chairman, otherwise, there would always be confusion. Look, there's no way a court judgment, a court ruling would ever satisfy all persons.
There are winners and losers.
But it becomes a precedence. So as Democrats, it's our duty to protect the law by respecting the law. Otherwise, there will be nothing left. Bibi and you will be obaka. The make Akuapem North as America. Is it the Akuapem North?
The Akuapem North.
Right. Okay, yes, Akuapem North.
Because Akuapem South, Ebrin, so Akuapem North.
I feel that somebody can also test it, so that we ask ourselves there. So be a MP or particular constituency. That's also the next elections, Oroko and the different constituency. What is the position of the law? Would that mean that we advocate in this seat now? These are still gray areas. Me feel there will be in Tasa Obotum say what test.
Meantime, I find it surprising that it did not come up because it seems to be the same trend.
Well, maybe perhaps the NDC did not see that, but they attempted. You remember, I was in court. I was Dokua's lawyer.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
I didn't know.
No, I was her lawyer. They attempted questioning her eligibility.
Okay.
They got somebody to file. I did that case with Edujita Maklu.
Okay.
And I won at the district court.
Interesting.
An NDC member filed against Dokua. And I raised a preliminary legal objection on capacity. And the court upheld my objection. They said they were going to appeal. They couldn't appeal.
Interesting.
So Dokua is our bona fide candidate for Okankwe North.
Somebody says
they attempted the case. They attempted stopping her, but under a different law, and they lost it. They lost the case in court. I was a lawyer.
Interesting.
Yes. Chairman Antewa.
Main K.
Oh, that was August. Yeah, they
Okay.
attempted it. Yes. It was all over in social media.
This guy says, please, the Akuapem North issue involving Dokua was challenged and the court ruled against the plaintiffs. It just tells you that Article 97 is prospective. Idi Mohayudin. And also ono ebe. Kwame na panyo makin. Inti majority leader substantive. That's what he says. He says, I will not give them that theater. Down. As far as I know, you're a majority leader.
No, can you hear? Chairman, I don't know when Chairman,
Professor for me, bro.
Chairman, I don't know when can I some
Messi, court is say, it means my minimum day, a majority leader. And leader of parliament.
About footing as a man is fan of pay. And the Pama foot about footing as a more.
Me foot.
Oh, Chairman, you to foot the Bia. Chairman, you tell me.
Actually, what do I ever?
Is it my pedama catcher Minuna at today?
Enyo.
Waku school out with him. Minua to Obia respected. Or Dachi or politics him. Sanyankupona Yadum. Wabe minority leader. Omude ona warrior the mazin na oyenizin into central region, your House of Chiefs. Make some mezegun from him. Wanye atonkasa. Central ahimfo, asofo, ebusumpanyinfo, etitira war central region, professors are war central region. Meza brase na meze se wanye atonkasa. Not the hawks who are pushing him to destroy his image, you know. One can channel they be. And them nazenete. Na Ghana, oya krupe. Abeya what on a da, Irina, Ilusa, on ye, Asembiara. Sabio Yenina yatse opposition da. Ana, Professor, opposition yatse mi da. Bi bazin yin prepare hunde, onunti wanko kwa chwa parliament. Na gidi yente. I mean, what the master me yada. NPP for yada me yeti. NPP for Debbie.
Kweku Biggles.
Debbie.
Kweku Biggles say or Chima Adrian baby so. Or say Dokwa's case is different because she's still contesting on the ticket of the NPP. She hasn't crossed carpet and she hasn't gone independent. She's still on the ticket of the NPP. It is the reason why the NDC did not raise it. Kweku Biggles, thank you very much for drawing my attention to that. Very interesting.
Chairman, imagine when it comes to the law and interpretation, I bet in semi-PO.
Oh, but it's good.
It's good, sure.
We live and learn every day.
But that is why I mean, look, as some are in area, take it away from the gallery, go to the law lords, let them interpret it. However bad. Eke panilam te case na meye no so
Supreme Court. Yeah.
Eke onusa.
Yeah.
There or a public servant.
Yeah.
Into non-qualified or by NDC chairman. And the Supreme Court distinguished the law and ruled against me. There, look, there's a difference between a civil servant who has been restrained and a public servant. Into those under that category, no. Ejuma Ghana Highway Authority, Ejuma Ghana Health Service, or different from the Ejuma Ministry of Highways, Roads and Highways.
Because on your agencies.
Ministry of Health. Thank you.
On your agencies.
So you settled the massam at that time. Chairman, it's not just still you debate, Anna.
No.
So I mean, no, in your time, Biana Moko Court, I win.
Okay.
Moko, I'm Lucy B. Dr. Sebeya Bua case, I lost. Okay? A Pani Lamte case, I lost. There were financial crime cases that I took to the Supreme Court that I lost. But precedents, or guide the engine under some oil 50-50. Where at a point we distinguish between a frozen account and a frozen transaction. Intamino min shre mbrenechi nyakukuduna ko ekone wina win so abane bosuazi wom.
Obviously, here's a little humor for you guys. Maybe Speaker Bagman should have declared Menchia South seat vacant because after all, Napo says he's going to become number 2. Anyway, a little laughter there. Another one says Afanyo Markin is intelligent simply because St. Augustine's College is very close to Infantipim School. George Brown, Bremen, Germany.
But you from Impiasa Manu, Mo Bamba Home Madrid. Nama, school was Was selecting mam na me delete. Mr. Dempe.
Mpe kwa buji.
Mpe kwa buji.
August kuna. Obisi, now who calls some chairman general? I blame the NPP. Charles Mensah KTI. He says, who made Bagbin speaker? It is the NPP people. No.
And Ghanaian Times. What's say? NPP NDC set for showdown Tuesday over who is majority in Parliament.
NPP NDC set for showdown on Tuesday.
Catch on there. Ghanaian Times. There will be no showdown.
There will be no showdown.
And then they also say we will safeguard our majority status. Supreme Court ruling unacceptable. If Dr. Forson thinks that Supreme Court ruling is unacceptable, go to the Supreme Court. Go there. And Chairman, is that not the right forum?
Well, that's what I know. I don't know what anybody else knows.
I mean, this thing of vandalizing institutions and stampeding them and calling them names must stop. It's the same court that said you are not guilty, you've been acquitted and discharged, and you celebrated the court. Did Godfrey Dami say there he disagrees, so you should be rearrested? Let's get certain things right and be consistent. Anyway, to Ghanaian Times, there will be no showdown. We don't have showdown.
There will be no showdown. Now, Prof, hey, Sampai say, who is that? Who is that? Who is that mobile guy? He should be steady. Sampai, we thank you. Talking about the court. The court has just, well, information I just have is that the disqualification of Bernard Mona and the PNC, the Court of the Republic of Ghana has upheld and accepted near Electoral Commissioner. So based on the information I have right now, Bernard Mona and the PNC stand disqualified. The case no call court. Say court enka emom. But nya meeting say court ne say nya a Electoral Commissioner no ne kwan so anu no.
Chama mamenke bi wa kakra. Ebeka ya Bernard Mona na asemi or PNC for asemu. So NDC for one tumbi. The one tase. Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Into what is their interest? You see, in January bill competition, now we're disqualifying. Sanch hallelujah. But this is no. The PNC will participate in TASI. Also became an issue. Ebe.
Obisi lawyer Nyimimbisa, what if the lawyers for the Speaker of the Lawyers for Parliament today file a process to vacate the order or stay of execution of the Supreme Court order? What would that mean?
Well, it's within their right to file any process in courts, and as far as they are a party to the suit.
Okay. The court is of the view that the disqualification of the applicant was lawful. That is in the issue of the Republic versus EC, ex parte, Bernard Mona, and the PNC. Well, that's the latest we're getting from the courts this morning. And, Prof, now, Papa, where's your under?
Oh, honorable.
Upon your where's your under?
Messian be twice or so.
Nakuma yepa.
Oh, shit.
Oh, but.
No, I think, say,
now the person may be so, say, what talk, future Nibia.
Oh, say, I don't say many better than Guarda.
Question also for some country say, if you are sure, man. Now, main country say today will not talk about any old people. Just or say just simply collect your wheelchairs from Apanyo and let's go home. Don't talk about old people. Just got. Also, that you wheelchairs no.
But come on, as on a corner. Sake cemetery, I mean, say, honorable Haiti be a bit natural. Come here. Sound to me a lawyer.
There be
But as a scholar, sometimes issues are not exciting, especially when you are talking about the science of jurisprudence. Two key issues: back interpretation and about application. And say, okay, kind Kakrabu who say, Kwame Beka say the interpretation they are governed by certain philosophies and contexts. In fact, sometimes the crano as some crowd word, the linguistic wording itself crowding in ano. A bit me ama as some na oka no crano. Said ye no. Yes sir. And anapena me many wife were discussing something interesting at home. And I make say sometimes one we have one from so about interpretation in your attempt to apply. Now, honorable Haiti, me pen about it. Say, when is somebody expected to interpret and apply? Maybe a penny baby. Now, status be my coin say me to me apply, baby. In my application, am I likely to make a mistake in the interpretation? At what point in an interpretation, an application coming, ebe meet because they can be fluid. It's quite dynamic. And at what point, and I meet me, I can say, in my attempt to interpret the law, to apply
the law,
me wade into a space purely for the judiciary. I think it's something.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Mami means you can by court no ruling. Na miya mabawasam.
Right.
The plaintiff applicant has presented this present ex parte application for stay of execution of a ruling of the Speaker of Parliament declaring vacant the seats of 4 MPs and ordering the current members of Parliament to vacate their seats in Parliament on account of his declaration.
Right.
We have read the supporting affidavit and attached exhibits as well as the reliefs endorsed on the writ of summons filed on the 15th October 2024, which provide the basis of the current application. We note from Exhibit B the official report on the parliamentary debate on Thursday 17th of October 2024, pages 15, 16 and 17, that the Speaker of Parliament was aware that the bailiffs of the Supreme Court had served the current action on him through the legal office of Parliament. His objection to this process, to this proper service of a process from the Supreme Court was that it had not been done on Monday. We appreciate the urgency and special circumstance presented to support the filing of this application. The urgency and the circumstances lie in the effect of the impugned ruling, which include improved A, depriving the 4 constituencies that the said MPs represent, namely Honorable Andrew Isiama Amwako, Honorable Cynthia Morrison, Honorable Kojo Asante, and Peter Yaw-Kwachi Aka in the western region of representation. The said 4 constituencies in Ashanti, eastern, western, and central regions have been deprived of their basic democratic and constitutional right of representation in Parliament until the next Parliament by the said ruling.
I see.
Applicant urges, and we appreciate, that the said ruling will also likely lead to alleged thwarting of government business in Parliament and plunge the due management of the affairs of the country into possible disruption. Further, the subject matter of this suit raises real question of constitutional interpretation and application. I'm coming to you, Prof.
Right.
Of the most fundamental and democratic right of Ghanaians being the right to be represented and heard in Parliament through their elected representatives.
Okay.
If this impugned order and ruling is allowed to stand, it will render the grave issues raised in the substantive action nugatory.
Okay.
On the balance of the law, exhibits and fact placed before us, we are satisfied that duly elected representatives in question were not heard on the extremely critical issue raised, and therefore we make the following orders. I repeat this point. On the balance of the law, the exhibits and facts placed before us, we are satisfied that the duly elected representatives in question were not heard on the extremely critical issue raised, and therefore we make the following orders. 1. The execution of the ruling of Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, dated 17th October 2024, delivered on the floor of Parliament, declaring vacant the seat of the following members of Parliament, is hereby stayed pending the final determination of the suits. Suit numbered J1/1/2025, filed on the 15th October 2024, titled Alexander Afenyo Markin versus Speaker of Parliament and Attorney General. 2. The Parliament of Ghana is hereby directed to recognize and allow the 4 affected members of Parliament herein named to duly represent their constituents and conduct the full scope of the duties of their office as members of Parliament pending the final determination of the suit. 3. In view of the gravity of the issues raised in this instant suit and the urgency of this matter, this court hereby directs that pursuant to Article 1294 of the 1992 Constitution and Rule 5 of CI 16, the defendant, Speaker of Parliament and Attorney General are to file their statement of case within 7 days of service of this ruling. Finally, the parties are further ordered to file their joint memorandum of issues within 7 days of filing of their statement of case for the due hearing of this suit.
I see.
So,
and may I have 2 things, and correct me if I'm right. And this is the Supreme Court ruling.
Embedded in an application, or enforcement of the law will be the need to interpret.
Okay.
So
dynamic. You can't.
And I want to make the point, Professor. I want to make the point. Speaker duly acknowledged that, but where he slipped was when he said, "I am going to express my opinion on 97." What I read to you in the Hansard, he acknowledged that, look, issues of interpretation is for Supreme Court. But I am going ahead to express my view. My point is that once the view you are expressing would overreach
or have serious implications,
the Supreme Court's mandate, you have to stay your hands off. This is legal matters that we don't have to toy with and bring politics. And he himself, by his own words, acknowledged that. So for an NDC member of Parliament to say that, look, because he wants to create a certain psychological, mindset to be into no, he's going to sit in the court in Parliament
on the majority side.
That's up to the person.
But coming my final point before meeting with the honorable, 4 members. Was it the right time for them to have said that they are declaring their seat vacant?
No, they didn't. It was the speaker who declared the seats vacant.
Sorry, that they want to go independent.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely their decision.
Okay, and they can do it at any time.
Oh yes.
In fact, the Constitution, is it Article 108, where vacancy, it says that when it's 90 days to election.
Want to be a by-election.
Yeah, 3 months. I was reading that. You can't have by-election. And wait to me, I anytime be open.
No. Anyway, so we're wrapping up.
Kwame,
80 Alexander Kwamena Aponyo Makin Ewaha Professor Joseph Osafo Ewaha Mamutie mi anopei Hajia.
Let me read it.
Hajia Fidaus of Al Dawusi. Good morning, Hajia. Thank you for listening. And what are you reading?
Chairman, Article 1126. Notwithstanding clause 5 of this article, a by-election shall not be held within 3 months before the holding of a general election.
Right.
So it means that Obiwu,
You can't.
You can't, yeah.
By medical pronouncement to be, or by whatever resignation, or any other thing, you cannot even hold elections within 90 days. Now, Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I've been thinking about this. If the NDC simplistic understanding of what constitutes majority is to come to play, does that mean that Tama Obiwi were inside? Now immediately no, you lose one seat no, they immediately become majority. Does that mean that in Crawford too? You see, I've been thinking that are you saying that Obiwi now 137 majority? Why didn't you trigger? It took some 2 months before a by-election was held, and then we had our numerical strength back. So, granted that a vacancy has arisen, wouldn't there be an opportunity under the law for a replacement?
But under the circumstances, there will be no replacement.
Sure.
It cannot, because
so, good. So, even granted, the whole argument you're right there, would you then say that automatically you become majority? Where would be the fairness?
I mean, both sides. There are some gimmicks ongoing there. Quite interesting.
It's the politics of the day.
Very interesting. So between now and December 7th, obviously EC cannot organize any by-election.
No.
And that would mean say me and the me MP. I am not represented in Parliament. That's what it means. As a layperson. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. And Kwame say Supreme Court akasa. Me te say na obi ka say Supreme Court declarations say a nullity based on procedural matters. But I think that those ones there, Ibija Malaya for none of my market. Let's hope.
Ain't Ubenya majority wheelchairs. 80
majority
wheelchairs.
137 majority.
It is saying on a crime. Kwamena Aponyo. And pay me that say. Thank you for your time.
Come now. Thank you.
Yeah, piano. A create 2000. I better hear me. Napoba Naposo about 25. A create 2000. Debbie, just say, Prof, one way academic. Me a salesman. Afenabe is there for two. Me Kwakwane say, you're to wheelchairs. I'm a Center for Aging Studies, University of Ghana, Legon. And Portugal, it created 2,000 cities. Remember,
Napoto,
or 25.
No, yeah, a running mate.
And Chibato 20. I like the stay, I'll hold it.
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I know my
Chairman General. Order my, in fact, majority Chairman General.
Chairman.
In part to 25. Oh no, your running mate. Oh, your majority leader. Ain't he a majority wheelchairs? Remember, I ambush in the night, but man not on you. And your man from Manfadra.
Waraka.
Ain't he? Sir, you already declare on the side. And that is with the book of Supreme Court. Are you going to seek interpretation on this one as well?
Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Says he can by the side.
But it can that was say I bet was public. Mpede car no keke.
Okay, only a triasoma.
Apanyo Maki, that's NPP.
Chairman.
Thank you very much, Alexander Kwame Apanyo Maki. Professor Joseph Osafo here, that's NPP. The time is 1100 hours, 11 a.m. And once again, happy birthday to you, David Elon Mausi, wherever you are. Have a good birthday, David Elon Mausi, son of retired Chief Superintendent Felix Koku Mausi. Happy birthday, David. Hope you have a good celebration. Now, something very interesting, Ewaha Anope. Mwamuye O-level accounting. Samu timia. Mwamuye O-level accounting. Yes, seen a pamphlet bi wo. Your friend Franco's Answer Bank. O-level accounting from Bekai, especially 89 to 92. Franco's Answer Bank. Obisimin Kancho say a copy of Franco's Answer Bank. Na o de bar. Obechawade. Or say O level for some past questions and solutions June and November. Na Cavani pink. Into Franco's Answer Bank. For those of you who did O level accounting, especially between 1989 and 1992. So a copy or the Fabra or front desk. Cause the chairman general the Fabra. Na o de bar. You are chedia de bemau. You are chedia de bemau. Why? Into Franco's Answer Bank. Fabra near her na yadibe. Okay, we'll be saying Napo is an MP. Apanyo is the majority leader. He should give us more than Napo will give. All right, one morning down, many more mornings to go. But whatever it is, my guy is still Stoneball.